Well, thank you everyone for joining. We're going to have folks trickling in, but this is being recorded. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Um, we're anticipating potentially about 20 people today, and then we have a ton that are interested for the recording as well. And we're going to have a few of our board members join in. So thank you so much for your time and interest. Okay, so welcome. There are three reasons that we're having this kickoff today. One is to introduce us all, right? Us to you, you to us. We're so grateful that you're interested in getting involved with us. The second reason is to give an overview of what TecHive is, a deeper dive into who we are, where we came from, along with our vision and where we're going. And then where do we start, right? We're going to start with us. So what happens next? So how do you actually get in and start volunteering and working with us? So we have an hour for this. If we get done early, I love giving people time back. Uh, the agenda is listed here. We're going to do an intro of TecHive. We're going to do a quick introduction of who our board is, our mission and vision, the benefits to volunteers. We do believe in positive reciprocity. So it's not just you donating your time to us, it's us serving you. The opportunities, and then how to get started. So our virtual room rules. Uh, these are some of our standards. So use the chat. I'll have it up here. So if I see a chat notification come through, you can feel free to ask questions in it if you don't want to go off mute or you're not able to. I'm actually in a room, I have a 3-month-old. So my context is a little bit crazy sometimes. I've got a 3-year-old and a 3-month-old. The 3-year-old is a preschool. The 3-month-old is here with my mom taking care of him today. So everyone's got their own situations. So use the chat if you can't go off mute. Feel free to unmute and ask. This is our time together. This is super informal. If you can turn your video on, turn it on. We love to see each other's faces. Feel free to be brave. There is no stupid question. If you're wondering, everyone's wondering. If I'm not explaining it well, if I'm speaking too quickly, if the audio breaks, if you want to learn more, be brave and ask the question. Feel free to lean in. And then finally, RESPECT. Let's respect each other, respect the mission and what we're doing, and respect our time here today. So how does this feel? Does this work for everyone? We can do thumbs up or a verbal, but would just love to get a sense of what people are seeing and feeling. Does that feel good? Good. I
Yeah,
see
this
some
is
thumbs
great.
up.
Thank you.
Awesome. So some fast facts. We were founded in 2017 and incorporated formally as a 501c3 in the middle of 2020. We have more than 2,000 members. When we were founded, we were actually founded on meetup.com. That's how we started our platform. Our first get together had over 100 people attend. So it went from an idea and a spark to say, hey, in the Midwestern region, we have a lot of people, women and men in technology, that want to see women become more prevalent in these spaces. We didn't expect it to grow so quickly, and maybe we should have. But I was very humble in the beginnings. So my name is Kim. I am the founder of TecHive, and it's been quite a journey and adventure, and it's grown much bigger than just one person. So in 2017, we had a little startup team. We had over 100 people at our first in-person event. And since then, we've grown significantly, and we've tried a lot of different formats. Obviously, we had the pandemic, which brought us 100% virtual. But in that, we realized a couple things even before then. We serve women and men with the supportive scene, truly diverse aspect of women in leadership positions. So we want to change that face of technology. And the reality is, especially because we support mid-career women, we've got kids, families, lives. We work in different locations. So not everyone can always get together for an in-person event at 6 p.m. So going virtual as our primary helped our members. It was probably the right thing to do for a long time. And this gave us that push and gave our members the comfort to say we can log in and have high touch quality time on video together. So we've done over 30 events. Currently, we have 7 board members. 57% of them are intersectional. So they're not just women, but they're women of color, which is really critical. I am as a white woman, I'm very specific in saying that if this whole organization was just white women, then it's not diverse and we're not serving our purpose because there's a whole lot of types of women. And so we're always very specific and intentional that we serve women of color and that we want to see the diversity of our world reflected in our leadership positions. Another thing that makes us unique is that we are run and funded all by members. So a lot of times in organizations, you see these big conferences, and you might have a CEO, right, or chief technology officer, or I'll use, Sheryl Sandberg or Oprah, or Elon Musk, and all these amazing speakers, and they're sitting up on the stage, and they're very aspirational. You can go to that. You can pay those conference fees, hundreds of dollars, and you can sit and be inspired. And we encourage you to support those organizations and do that. But we're not all going to be Sheryl Sandberg, and we're not all going to be Oprah. And so our members in our talks are people just like us because they are us. They're approachable. Every single event and piece of information comes from individuals just like you and I. And that's really important because it's real talk, it's truth, there's no bullshit, it's approachable, and it's things that you can do today and tomorrow. And that's really important because the individuals that have become incredibly successful that you see on most conference stages have a lot of other things going on that make them unicorns. And a lot of times you don't get the specific information that you need to take the next step. And that's what we do. So on the one side, you have these coding boot camps, right? You can go to Girls Who Code or General Assembly and you can learn how to code. And on the other side, you have these big conferences where you can sit in a huge audience and listen to these incredible icons speak about their experience. And we sit right in the middle. We're not going to teach you how to code. We have partnerships with those that do. And if you're interested in that very technical skill, we are happy to refer you. And we're not going to sit here and put a unicorn in front of you and expect you to emulate them. And then all of a sudden you're going to be a CEO. Our members are people just like you and I that want to make more money, spend more time with our families, get more involved in our communities, and feel more empowered in this technology first world. So, our job is to help every single individual, every single woman, supported with white women and male allies, to come forward and own their data narrative, own their technology confidence, understand digital jargon, and sit at the table because every single company is a technology company now. And so, how do we make sure women are sitting on the table, being empowered to speak up, question powerfully, and take the stage as leadership? And whatever leadership is defined for you, right? Not everyone wants to lead a team. Not everyone wants to have a big corporate job. And so we support you in your goals. Our impact goals, we are developing our professional certifications. So you can actually get a TecHive certification, and that will show to the world whether it's a bank, an investor, an employer, your community center, your family, your professional network, that you understand digital jargon, you've invested in yourself with that confidence, and you can speak articulately and be a technology leader. You can own your data narrative. Your data narrative being what makes you specifically unique and how you approach and work with technology and data. Increased confidence, job placement, growth in your career paths. There's no one journey for you, so we meet you where you are. And our current campaign, which is actually really interesting because I have some great news here, is to secure funding to build our technology-based software goal tracker. So when you log in, you can actually track towards whatever your goal is. If you want to learn more to get a promotion, we want to help you get there. If you haven't made more money, reached your goal, or done something important to you, then we haven't done our job. And as the founder and executive director of TecHive, I refuse to have our members pay a pink tax to spend money if it's not moving them forward. This should pay for itself tenfold. And the exciting news is we actually received the grant from the Field Foundation a few weeks back. So we have those funds now to begin building. And that is one of our volunteer opportunities that we're looking for today for anyone that knows how to do some development to help us build that out. So what is all the buzz about? Why do we exist? I'm going to walk through this, and then I'd love to take a few minutes and introduce a couple of our board members that were able to join today. So we are changing the face of technology leadership. Women are leaders in technology. We do it every single day, whether it's statistics or couponing or running call centers at companies or actually leading IT. Women are doing it, but we don't see women as that face of technology because we're not owning it. We're not owning our data and technology narratives. So we want to help all women discover that and build the confidence and leadership to own it. And specifically, there needs to be a focus on digital literacy and inclusion in all these spaces because every single company is a technology company and women need to speak and hold space in those conversations. The world is moving quickly. We have lost a lot of ground since COVID-19, and women should be the majority of leaders in every single company, in every space, whether that's a nonprofit, a community organization, a corporation, or your own business. And there is an existing and growing gap for mid-career women, specifically women of color, to own into these opportunity spaces. When you're in your middle of career, that's when we all start burning out. That's when the load of being women really takes hold. And so we're here to hold each other's hands and keep us moving forward in a way that makes sense and is authentic to us. So I'm going to pause here, and we have a couple board members. Carmen, if you'd like, and I know I'm kind of calling on you first, just to introduce yourself and share what connects you to being a TecHive board member. And then Tori, you can go next. Does that sound good? Great.
10 minutes, 15. I'm just joking, guys. Good morning, everyone. I'm struggling with the little sinus pressure, so bear with me. And I'm very cold. My daughters like this house, very cold. And so I've had to resort to covers on me. So that's why I'm a little overdressed for the today. So thank you, Kim. So I'm here because I think it's critically important for women to understand their data narrative. How do they sit in spaces that are dominated by men? And when Kim invited me to join, I thought this was a gap missing in the work that I do. And just to give you a quick background, I come from government institution working with institutions that are supposed to help our children be successful. So I do community corrections, juvenile probation, and in that experience, I noticed that many women were not in critical positions of authority decision-making. And so I struggled with that throughout my career. And then when I came across this, I'm like, where was TecHive, 25 years ago, to give more support and strength to the women that, accompanied me on that career journey. So I think it's critical for the women now that are growing into these positions, and hopefully I can be a connector to them. And so that's my role. How do I bring women who are working in institutions, and especially women of color, to better understand how that data narrative can help them sit in these spaces and gain ground, and also contribute to the end result of well-being for our families that they serve. So thank you.
Okay. And great morning, everyone. My name is Tori Marshall, and definitely excited to have volunteers. I know coming from a background of 25 years in not-for-profit, I definitely saw the success of volunteers and the benefits of definitely understanding about volunteers. So we definitely don't take you for granted. You are truly a vital asset. And I am just excited to be here as well. Just a backdrop of me, an InstaShot. I was actually invited to be a board member from another board member that's currently on. We've been high school friends for over 24 years. And so 27 years, I'm sorry. And so from that, just understanding as a woman of color, understanding the importance of letting our voice be heard in this realm, and actually even working with over 24 years with teenage girls, and even birthing STEAM projects, science, technology, engineering, arts and math, understanding the role and the significance of it and the impact of it. So in working for non-for-profit, understanding the funding that comes with it, the infrastructure that comes with it, board development, understanding volunteers are extremely essential. And then also with grant writing on a state level, on a community level, as well as a federal level, and actually being able to see those different things that are put on the paper actually being birthed and not just understanding numbers. And that's the other importance of TecHive, understanding about data literacy. It does tell the story, so when we look at numbers, we're not looking at a statistic, we're looking at people, and people are connected to these numbers. And so how can we shift and have the changing of the guards to where we would have more of a significant impact on a higher platform for our voices to be heard? And then what are those pieces of the process to be able to move us into that? And so it is definitely great and exciting to be here. And like I said, just understanding the significance of it, and even coming from being a project of a program coordinator and then moving to a director of programs for teens and working with staff, seeing the importance of that role and being in position to be an advocate. So whether it was attending conferences or presenting at national conferences, knowing that it wasn't just about me, but other people are connected to my voice and that I'm advocating on their behalf, so that it won't just be another task list, but it will be a movement for not just change, but for transformation. So just grateful to all of the volunteers. Thank you so much for taking out the time. And we are just welcoming you today and just hoping that we will definitely continue, and looking forward to learn from you and glean from you as well, because your wisdom and knowledge is definitely important and it's vital. And we are excited to have the volunteers. The volunteers are vital, and we thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Carmen and Tori. So we're going to keep going forward. I want to leave some time at the end for folks to ask our board members questions and to lean in, but I want to give you all a little bit more context into who we are, what we're doing, and what our goals are to help inform some of those questions. So here is our 3-year vision. In 3 years, we have 2,000 members right now. In 3 years, we want 10,000 members. We are not funded solely by our members. It's not our job as the individuals that need to get the help and upskill to be the ones to carry the organization. And so the second goal is that we become a $1 million nonprofit supported by partnerships, corporate partners, individual major gift donors, foundations. Because once we hit $1 million in that giving, one, it shows the communities and the individuals and the corporations with the power that they truly are investing in the change, not just saying they are. But then 2, it unlocks additional funding opportunities. So there are a lot of grants out there that you need to be a minimum $1 million organization to even access to apply. And so for us, it's continuing to get the funds from the organizations that say that they want to drive this change. Well, let's have them invest in it so they can be part of the change. And with that $1 million mark, it unlocks even more opportunities for us. As we all know, money begets money, money gets power. So let's make sure that our members are in positions of power. 2000, we, in addition to our programming, are rolling out the TecHive certification. Now, not every member has to become TecHive certified. It's a little bit more time and energy. It might be something that you're interested in. But we want 2,000 members to have gone through that certification process in 3 years. The certification process actually culminates in a TecHive talk. That is the member giving the monthly talk. Every single month we have live events that are free for everyone in the world if they wanted to come, in addition to member-specific deep dive content, our version of master classes. And so members will give that master class. That is the culmination of their certification, the TecHive talk. And we are excited because our goal is, again, in 3 years, we're going to have our annual conference featuring all of our most popular TecHive talks. So imagine TEDx or TED Talks, but TecHive talks. And finally, 100%. Every single member that is in our system should be self-reporting that they are meeting or have met their goals. If one person fails, then we failed. So for us, it's really important. It's the accountability of me as the executive director and our team to make sure that everyone is succeeding and excelling. And that's our responsibility. If there's something going on where someone doesn't feel like they're on progress to meet their goals, what's that intervention? How do we step in and help them? Our goal is in 3 years that 100% of our members feel like they're being supported, engaged, and on track to meet their goals, or they have already met their goals. So the benefits of being a volunteer, because like we said, we believe in positive reciprocity, you are giving something invaluable to us. And so it's only right that we give and support you. So what do volunteers get? You become free members. As long as you're volunteering with us, you are a member of TecHive. There is no otherness. You also have free access to that certification program. If you're interested, and in the form that we'll have you fill out, you can check the box to say you're interested in learning more about that. We're going to be launching it in hopefully a month or two. And so if you'd like to take that, you would get free access to take that certification. Support and collaboration with ... not filled out, I'll fix that, but with us, with our board, with me. This isn't a massive corporation where you've got this elusive president that lives in some ivory tower. It's me. I run the organization. I'm the head staff member. You are meeting our board right here. We're bringing on summer interns from some incredible universities. We have all of you incredible volunteers. So you get support and collaboration directly with the decision makers and leaders of this organization, because you come in and you work directly side by side with us. This is also an opportunity for you to build your resume and professional references. So if you call me up and you say, Kim, I did this work for you all, and I'm actually applying for this job, will you be a professional reference? 100%. You get to put it on your resume and you get professional references so you can advance your career. You get experience building our organization from the foundation up. Last year when we reincorporated as a 501c3, we were doing the work. Our board is a working board. I have my hands in it. I've been running this myself as a volunteer for almost 5 years. So the foundation is laid. So now let's build it up. And you get that experience to say that you've been there and done that. We believe in remote and virtual work. You work where you need to work. There's no requirement to come in. There's no, you have to be on from 9 to 5. You're a volunteer, you do you. If you want to become a digital social media ambassador and do it on your iPhone during your commute, you do you. If you need a space to go, we have co-working space located in the Chicago Loop where we're headquartered, where you can call me up and say, Kim, I'm working on X, Y, and Z, and I need a place to do that. I need a quiet spot, and we'll hook you up in our co-working space. And finally, flexible scheduling. Lean in and plug in when your schedule allows. We meet you where you are. So with that, let's talk about the volunteer opportunities. Everyone on this call or anyone watching this recording had reached out because they'd seen an opportunity to become a volunteer. We took the time to flesh this out even more. So I'm going to take a few minutes and walk you through this. At that point, I would love to open it up for questions so we can have a conversation either about these opportunities, the board members here, what we do, what we love. Let's just have an open dialogue after I go through these. So first, Digital Hive developer. Again, we are TecHive. The idea is that bumblebees have a queen bee, very female driven and led, but lots of different types of people and genders that support those powerful women, those powerful queen bees. The Digital Hive lives online. How do we plug in so you can have on-demand access to programming and our live events and your curated experience to reach your unique goals? So we've received the funding to do this, and now we need help. So if you have experience or you know someone that does in web or software development or HTML coding experience, this is the opportunity for you. Digital ambassador, help us grow our awareness and reach. So little time, high impact. It seems so simple, but following us on social media, resharing, posting on your stories, liking, and adding to the comments section, right? Being the first one to comment on something, responding to our questions, being there with us, that helps grow our awareness. That's being a digital ambassador. So if you are, a social media guru and you're plugged in and you have all the apps, or you're like deep into Facebook, this could be the opportunity for you. Event management. So virtual or in person when in person starts again. And in person, we still haven't developed what those will be, but if we have an event, we need that help. Everything from monthly invites for our virtual events, the preparation, meeting with our speaker, meeting with me and our team to make sure everything's put together, creating that buzz, doing the buzz, working with digital ambassadors to get people excited and sign up. Our monthly events are free and open to the entire world. How do we get the entire world plugged in for these amazing opportunities? The day of coordination and post-event follow-up. Um, these are monthly events for everyone. We do monthly launches in our member portal for members specifically, and we also are looking into launching an annual gala. So if you're really organized and love to put on events, this is the opportunity for you. Content create and curate. We're always looking for great content online and in our Hive. So if you have an eye for information, if you're like, these are the articles I'm always plugged in, I love to share this stuff on social media, or you are a graphic designer and you can make beautiful posts, or you know these amazing people doing great work and you think they should be a speaker, creating content, whether it's live or articles or Instagram posts, this is for you. Board members. So these are leadership roles. For those that want to lean in more and really take that leadership step, attend, actively participate in our monthly board meetings, become that brand ambassador, and help us develop our funds. Help us reach those goals. So if you've never been on a board, that's okay. If you've got the passion and the interest, we can connect you with Angela Reed, who's our incoming board chair, and have a conversation with you about stepping into that board leadership position. Grant writing, every penny counts. Every single penny makes $1. Every dollar makes $100. You get it. So we need help getting every single grant that we qualify for. And so we have the outline, we have the information. If you're organized and you love to write or sell, this is the opportunity for you. And you get to work with Tori and amazing people who are writing grants with us right now. Video editor, we are video driven. I edit the videos right now. So if you know iMovie or Wave Video or whatever software, and you're like, I love cutting and splicing video, we have TikTok. If you want to make 1 minute short videos, if you do anything, video brings people alive, especially in this virtual world. If you love video editing in any capacity, we would love to work with you there. And then finally, partnership outreach. If you're a networker and you love partners on social media or high touch outreach to businesses and foundations that should be putting their brand and their money and their support behind this, right? They can say it, but are they doing the work and the support to match the words? This is for you. These are for master networkers who can pick up the phone, send an email and say, hey, have you heard about TecHive? What are you doing to support women becoming technology leaders? These are not exclusive. So if there's something else you want to do that you think there's a need for, absolutely let us know. You can do every single one of these. You can do just one of these. You can just be an ambassador, just be a board member. You can be the video editor and a developer. It doesn't matter. But these are the big areas that we're looking for volunteers in. And the fun thing is these were out there. So everyone on this call has something that's connecting to them right now, which is just gives me goosebumps to know that you're out there doing this. So I'm going to stop here. Here's our social media. So if you want to do a little bit of multitasking, you can fill out our volunteer form. This is your name, your address, a checkbox of all the things you're interested in, your schedule, how you want to plug in. But I'm going to stop so you can use the bit.ly and fill that in. You can update your LinkedIn to add TecHive to your work experience as a volunteer. You can see that right here because that connects you to our organization. You can follow us on social media right now, but I'm going to pause and open it up for any questions or comments that you have for me, for each other, or for board members on the call.
So I have a question.
Sure.
I like the way that that volunteers are also members. And I was wondering, when you look at your roughly 2,000 members, what percentage of them contribute in a volunteer capacity in some form or fashion?
Oh, probably of 2000, probably 10 to 15%.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. And in different phases, right? Everyone's got phases and stages of their life. So yeah, probably over the course of, the 4.5 years, probably 10 to 15%. we used to do bigger events that required a lot of help and planning, right? We did our first event was at General Electric. And so, getting into that corporate building, it took 5 volunteers to help walk people from the lobby up. And then we did salon style, where it was these really intimate 10 to 15 people gatherings with past hors d'oeuvres and wine. And Angie, our board chair, is on this call, and she knows I was in love with those events because it was just so intimate and beautiful and a little bit fancy. Um, and I love to bring that intimacy into our events and into our membership. And so if anyone's done one of our virtual monthly calls, and you're getting the sense here, I like to be a very warm and inviting person. And so I think we made it really easy for our members to feel like they were in a room with us versus in an audience watching us, if that makes sense. Any other questions or comments?
I have one question. So the events and like monthly events, like what's like the main focus of those events? Like what is going on and whatnot?
Good question, Sophia. So that was Sophia, right? Yeah. So the monthly free events, and you can actually, let me show you here. Let me go over to a new browser. Let's see if I can do this. Maybe not. Here we go. I think you guys can see my messy home screen. Okay, so I'm going to show this to you. So our monthly free events, the point is to inform and in a way sell. I'll show you a different screen here. In a way, it's selling. So we want to add more members. We want to change the world. So our monthly events, the purpose is everyone coming together. We have an amazing featured speaker. If you go to our website, that's what I was trying to show you, and my internet connection isn't good right now. You can go to past events and you can see our last one on data literacy. And so we have great speakers that are also members that have come in and just broken down, X, Y, and Z for us, whether it's confidence building. Our one coming up in July is, how to take action. It's with a life coach. And they're really about driving immediate value, but getting people to lean in and say, I want to be a part of this movement. I want to do more. Our membership events are inside our portal. And right now those are pre-recorded and a little bit more on demand. And so deeper dive experiences, 30 to 60 minutes long, that people can log in and do. We'd like to have more member specific events again, even if they're virtual, where we're doing networking, just connecting people in different networking events so they can have that human to human member connection. And I think that's where, Sophia, to not, drag out the answer to your question, I think that's where I'm interested in volunteers, is to help us take what we're doing and really make it good and easy and clean for individuals to know the information, sign in, get their value, and not feel like they're doing a ton of extra work. So we're really organized. And then the second thing is, how do we do more? How do we bring members together in virtual meetups so they can get that connection? And if people are vaccinated or feeling comfortable coming in person and they reach out and say, I want to meet someone for coffee, how do we facilitate that connection for them? And so that volunteer group will help us coordinate that to, again, bring content and videos to life, because it is all about the people. Did I answer that okay?
Yeah, you did. Thank you so much.
Awesome. And then transparently, when we, do an annual event or a gala, I mean, I imagine when we have our TecHive talks in maybe 2 years, imagine just a beautiful auditorium with people coming together, hearing our members tell their story. And that just gives me goosebumps. That I don't know if you saw in the videos, for those who haven't joined, you can see the video on our website. Over 70% of people on stages are men. But women are doing so many amazing things. We're just not on stage. And the reason why we're not on stage is because you've got to do it once to be asked to do it twice. TecHive will give you that opportunity to do it once. It is such a core part of our mission that changing the face of technology is showing people what a technology leader looks like. And it is a female face of every single color, shape, and kind. And so those in-person events, when we do them, even if it's once a year, will absolutely require volunteers. Party planning. Any other questions or comments? Go ahead.
It looks like there's a question in the chat box.
Oh, thank you, Julie.
And also, I wanted to ask you where you are in developing the certificate.
Sure. So let me answer Harsha. What is the process you have to get volunteers integrated and to start volunteering? Awesome question. I will show you. Let's see if I can get my there we go. Okay. So I think it's really important to be transparent and show you all. So let's do this right here. You take this bit.ly, or you could type it into your browser, and you go here. Just fill out this form. So once you fill out this form, it has your information, and I'll call this out: birthday, address. We want to be able to send you swag and gifts. Your birthday helps us assign you into different age groups, also send you a birthday gift. And then when we write grants, sometimes they ask us for, like, if we're serving mid-career women, but every single one of our volunteers are men in their 50s, it's not bad. It just doesn't align with what we're doing. And so we want to be able to prove that we are who we say we are. And so that's where a lot of these questions come from. But when you go down to the bottom, here is where you say what you want to do. So you might have come in and said, I want to do marketing, and that's how you got plugged into this. But in listening to it, you might say, oh, I want all of this. I can do all of this. At that point, you fill out when you're available. And then you can say specifics like 10 a.m. on Tuesdays, I can always be on the phone. And then we'll follow up with you directly and set up calls and kickoffs with individuals in those specific groups. So you'll get plugged in within a week. This is the only form we need from you now that you have this information, to give us that last level of detail, so we know the best way to get in touch with you and the best time, and what works for you and what you're interested in. And then again, within a week, you can be plugged in and starting, depending on what you're interested in. So does that, thank you, Sophia. Harsha, does that answer your question? And you can put it in the chat as well. Yes, great. You're welcome. And then actually, since I'm in the browser, I want to show you. So this is my LinkedIn. What you all can do is go here to your experiences in LinkedIn and hit the plus box. And this is where you can say that you are a volunteer. And this connects you to us so we know who you are and we can plug in better with you. So here's TecHive. And you can put anything, any information that you want, but put it in your experience versus the volunteer section, because we can see who you are in experience versus volunteer is a little bit more anonymous. So when you go into LinkedIn, please list us in your experience so we can connect with you. And then finally, since I'm in my browser, and you all can be multitasking at the same time here, I want to show you where you can see some past events and where you can sign up. So you sign up right here, and if you go into past events, you can see our past event with Mechi about data literacy, and you have her bio, the video, a data literacy assessment, all these great things. So here's where you can see one of our last monthly events. Okay, so Julie, you're gonna have to ask me your question again.
You mentioned that you have a goal within 3 years to have a certificate program, or
Oh,
for
yeah.
certificate. So I wondered where you were in that journey.
Yes. So in 3 years, we want 2,000 individuals to have completed the certificate program. We are probably 2 months away from having the first pilot version of the certification available. So, and that's another benefit of volunteers, that we would love to have volunteers go through that initial not only to pilot and give us feedback, but also to be some of the first inaugural alumni of the program. So we've developed content over the last 3 to 4 years, and the certification program is absolutely going to evolve. As you know, 5G 5 years ago wasn't a thing. Will we have a what is 5G module? 100%. We would have that now. And so who knows what it would look like in 2 years, what we'd want to add or remove. But in about 2 months, I'd like to have that curriculum done. We have the content. The next step is actually this piece right here. So creating the experience so it can live online in a way that's easy to access. And then testing it. Does that make
Great.
sense?
Yes, that's excellent. Thank you for that.
Yeah. And then actually on that point too, so you all can see how everything weaves together. So, we'll have modules. Maybe we want to edit those to be more video friendly. So that video editor can help with that. We wrote grants, and Tori and Angie were fabulous in helping me with the grant writing. And Carmen actually recommended the grant that we applied to. So you can see how our board members and myself work so closely together as a core leadership team. And that gave us the $5,000 grant that's going to allow us to purchase any technology and time to actually do this. The Digital Hive developer will help us build that out. The content creator and curator can help us go search for a great speaker or presenter that can help build out that additional content. The digital ambassador is going to get that out there. And the partnership outreach, that helps us actually market and celebrate the certifications so we can actually get more women hired and promoted. Statistically, individuals and especially mid-career women do not want another 2 or 4 degree to advance their careers. People don't have time or money to go back to school in the traditional higher education setting. So online certifications are becoming incredibly interesting and important. And so this disrupts the higher education field as well, because higher ed isn't actually sourcing the most up-to-date information, nor are they providing certificates that are actually going to drive a lot of value. And so for $15 a month, our members can get certified in something that can drive their career. And I think that partnership outreach volunteer can help us celebrate and promote that with our corporate partners. So as you can see just through that explanation, everything is woven together. It truly is a fabric. I like to say we're making a blanket, a multicolored blanket, not a salad, right? We're not sprinkling a little bit here and there. We're actually weaving together as a true fabric of a team. So again, if anyone, I'm looking here. If anyone has any questions, again, you can fill out this Google form. We'll send that to you in the thank you. If you have a friend that you want to refer that might be interested, absolutely. There's no issue with you just forwarding that along. We'll send the recording of this video. If you're interested, celebrate it, right? Like, here's the graphic right here. Go to LinkedIn, go to your experience, add yourself as a volunteer to TecHive. Celebrate what you're doing and the fact that you're leaning in, and we'll celebrate with you and support you. And then follow us on social media. Here's every single one of our social media channels. You will notice that YouTube is a little like bit.ly. We need 100 subscribers in order to get our own branded YouTube channel. So if it was going to be like youtube.com/TecHive, you need 100 subscribers. So if you want to go into YouTube and subscribe, that helps us get there so we can get an official URL. It's a whole Google thing, don't ask. But you have all of our handles here to share and follow. And then we are, bringing on our summer staff in a couple weeks for all of our volunteers to be working with as well. So that's the next step. The forum takes about 5 minutes, and we are really excited to have you be a part of this. So if you want to contact us, mine is kim@techhive.club. I'm also managing our general hello@techhive.club. You'll see this email come from both. As a follow-up, you'll get the video, the presentation, the links, I'm going to include in the thank you note the promo code so you can join 100% free. It's Friends 2021. So go ahead to the website and you can become a member for free right now. We'll include that in the thank you. We'll also include all the links and anything else that anyone needs. So with that, are there any other questions? And I'll stay on. But
There's
thank you
one
all
in the
so much.
chat really quickly. Kim from Trevor Grant. He was
Oh, yes.
inquiring, can you post that YouTube bit.ly?
Yes, I will do that right now. I have it up here.
Great.
So let me put that in the chat. Yes. Any other questions later on, you can absolutely reply to the email I sent earlier. You can email me at hello, I'm putting this in the chat as well, at techhive.club. And honestly, I mean, this is me. Hi, I'm Kim. Nice to meet you all. I will give you my phone number. Text me. Call me and leave a voicemail if I don't pick up. I live and breathe this. This is what we do. And as Angie can attribute to, I answer and we lean in and we pull everyone along with us. We are a hive. We travel together and we build together. Is there anything that one of the board members, Angie, I know you're on. Is there anything that you would like to add in closing?
I've gotten an opportunity to speak to a couple of people already who are on the call, and I just really look forward to those who are interested and choose to join us as we go on this journey of being able to take a part and being able to make change. And that's the biggest reward there, of that opportunity of making change, but then also you being able to find those hidden gems within yourself that you didn't even know. So being able to develop yourself as you develop others. So it's reciprocal. So it was a great event. It's great to see so many who joined today.
Thank you. Well, thank you all so much again. We will send everything in a follow-up with our contact information. All we need from you is to fill out that Google form so we know what you're interested in. And if you want to talk through it, do it together. I'll send you my contact information as well. So if anyone wants to stick around for more questions, feel free. With that, thank you all so much for coming to our volunteer kickoff, and we will see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kim, I have a question. Just so you
Sure.
can stick on. So I don't know if you know that I'm working with Rochelle on her hunger strike for reparation.
Yes, thank you. Let's bring that call out. Can you say that right now?
Rochelle HR.44 reparations. She's doing a hunger strike, and she's on TikTok, on YouTube, and Facebook, and LinkedIn. But my question to you is, as I'm listening to this, I really want a data narrative for her, and that she could speak from. She speaks from her heart, but I also know that we need additional information. So how would you suggest, now she's an older woman, so I know she's not going to be on TecHive as we promote it, or as we know it in the traditional sense of utilization. But I'm going to make her a member today. She's going to join. But I want to be able to get that data narrative for her. So I need hand-holding for her, because I can't do it for her. And she's going to be on news. She's being recorded by the news media next week. And so I think it's important. When I listen to this, I'm like, yeah, and we have a data analyst who's volunteering, but she doesn't have this.
Yeah.
So how would you suggest I go about in doing this?
No, not at all. So as a member, I mean, this is actually a great point, Carmen. As a member, just connect her personally to me and we'll do that one-on-one coaching, because that's part of the member benefit, is that I will get on the phone with her and absolutely talk through it. And and get her prepared and understanding how to craft that data narrative.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll
And
sign
that's
her up
actually,
today.
yes. Yeah. And that's one of the benefits of members and even our volunteers, because our volunteers become members, um, is that additional support to help craft it. And sometimes there's no video or online training that lets you do that. Sometimes it is just getting on the phone and talking about it. And that's what we do. We're a real human organization. And so it would be our honor.
All right. And I think this will really give you a wide, diverse spectrum on folks who need this. 'Cause
So and for any folks, I think we have a couple folks that are still on. Carmen is talking about how we refer members all the time. And so if you are interested as a volunteer and you want to do a member referral or plug someone in, this is a great example of how real we are. Reach out, call us up, say, can you talk to them? I want them to join. How can I join for them? Um, they're having challenges. Again, we're really trying to drive women as leaders. And so it does take extra help in a community to do that. And so if you're on and listening right now and you are thinking of someone that needs to be plugged in, this is a great opportunity, exactly what Carmen is doing. Email me, call me, text me, and say, I want to get someone plugged in. What do I do next? Sometimes just saying it and raising your hand is the only step you need to take.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes.
One last question
Sure,
around
Julie.
this idea of inviting people to be members. And I think it's really cool to offer free membership to folks. And don't take this the wrong way when I ask the question, but sometimes
all.
for people, we get lured into so many different things out there. Is it fair to say to a friend, come join TecHive, it's free, and this is the part I want to check with you.
Mhm.
At any time, if it's not a good fit for you, it's a no obligation membership, so you could decide,
Yes.
to leave. So there's probably a better way to phrase that. So I welcome your suggestion on that, but just knowing that, you can't, it's not a full-time commitment or a forever commitment, could make that little bit of change or make it easier for someone to say, yeah, sign me up. Of course I'll
Yes.
try it.
Yes. It's interesting. We always, and this is me. It's like, yes, 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 yes. And then we're bogged down. I am a huge fan of it's okay to say no and it's okay to quit. Right. And it's okay to call up and say, I really like this, but X, Y, and Z. And so the way that you said that, Julie, I think that's a perfect way to say it. If it's not your jam, there's no pressure to leave. I get an email that says so and so quit or so and so, like cancel their membership. And I might follow up and say, hey, anything we can do to help you? And they don't have to reply, or they do. But we've all been hard sold. And it doesn't support women to take care of ourselves. It would violate our mission if we were compelling people to be here. And so you can leave, you can come back. Paid members can cancel anytime. I don't know if anyone has noticed that right now that all these subscription platforms are making you get your monthly membership annually to try and keep you for the year. So it's a monthly membership, but you have to pay every 12 months up front. We're monthly as monthly. It's $15 a month, every month, cancel anytime. If you're a free member, it's with a promo code for 12 months. And then that gives you the opportunity to reassess after that period, but you can cancel anytime you want. And I encourage people to. If it doesn't work for you and you want it to, that's a great opportunity to email or call me or one of the volunteers. If it's not working for you and you just need a break, then just take the break. And so I think, Julie, to your point, the way that you said it is perfectly fine.
Okay, very
And
good.
It's
Kim, I
honest,
think that's,
it's genuine. Yeah, go ahead, Angie.
I was just going to say, I think that's a great point to make, that it is a monthly membership, because as you said, those platforms, they say, oh yeah, it's this cheap, this low price per month, but here's your annual amount you need to pay. So I think that communicating that it is monthly, and so that if they choose to, well, then now they're not trying to fight for a refund for the remainder amount, or they're saying, oh, you've already been a member for 4 months, so now no, you do not receive a refund. But actually that just means cancel within a certain period of time and you won't be charged for the following month. So I think that's a great point to mention as well, because then a person really understands that it's not, a big chunk that they're worried about.
Exactly. It's not a bait and switch. And I think the challenge is, and this is where the volunteers are helpful, right? Because you can help us communicate this. It's not too good to be true. Like, we're actually just regular people that have done this enough. We're like, we don't want to be that other place that, it doesn't feel good. And women pay enough of a pink tax. Women spend a ton of money on membership, so we don't need to do that to our women.
Well, this is great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.